Admi, sir. I can't buy it.
Really Aam Aadmi, dear. That Aam Aadmi.
Sir, Dr. Swami, just wanted to ask you one question that in 2G case, one of the court verdict was that policy error does not tantamount to criminality for which Chidambaram got clean save. Will this same happen with the Praful Patel, or what's your view onto it?
That was a wrong judgment. And I know the circumstances in which that wrong judgment was given. But now the beans that Raja is spilling, I'm going back to court again to prosecute Mr. Chidambaram. So don't worry, that judgment will not last very long.
So talking about all the judgments which are happening, something seems to have got totally haywire with the High Court judgment. The CBI seems to have done some work, or whatever work they are supposed to be telling us. But now, in every case which they are handling as a police force, we don't know what will happen.
Well, I mean, the High Court is right in this regard, that the papers show nowhere a sanction from the President of India. If it's a cabinet decision, it should have been sent to the President for his signature. As total reckless disregard of the Constitution of India. And the court is supposed to uphold the Constitution, not worry about what will happen, what chaos will result. The government has an opening. It can go to the Supreme Court tomorrow and ask for a stay of the judgment, and then find a way by which they can rectify this. So I am sure the courts will be very sympathetic that chaos should not take place. But we have to congratulate the Guwahati Airport, or the Guwahati High Court, for having brought this out very clearly. There's too much has been going on this. Even the Planning Commission, by the way, is illegally functioning. Somebody goes and files a case tomorrow, the Planning Commission will be wound up. That will be good for the country anyway. So it is based on a discretionary clause. There is no mention of Planning Commission in the Constitution. It's an unconstitutional body. But it's been going on. Those days nobody questioned Jawaharlal Nehru, so it continued. And now nobody is bothered about it, it's continuing. So there are these things, they must be brought out and they must be rectified. There's a way of rectifying it, and that rectification can take place in the Supreme Court.
I'm thinking of the dilemma they have now.
There's no dilemma. The government should go tomorrow to the Supreme Court and ask for a stay.
For the case of Bridgewar after
So we'll go to the next.
No, it won't make any difference in my cases. My cases are all in court. I don't go to the CBI at all. They're brought there by the court.
Sir, I want to ask you one question. For any sort of development, energy is required. Energy sector in India, it is not so developed. Except Gujarat, other states don't have a 24/7 electricity. And the UP and Bihar condition is worse. And if you want to develop any sort of educational institute, aviation, anything, energy is required. And renewable source of energy is going to play a good role. So what is your opinion? I have full faith in Modi ji and you.
Okay, thank you. I will tell Modi also. Fact is that what Modi has done is partial answer to the rest of India. He has improved the transmission system. So the loss in transmission is brought to a minimum. And he has held, he's penalized those who are responsible for ensuring that the electricity is continuously given. So if you, today in the rest of India, the state electricity board is the most corrupt instruments. And there is no one to question it, and all politicians are getting money out of the state electricity boards. And they are all in losses, by the way, because the electricity that they sell, the revenue doesn't come to its kitty. So these are rectifiable problems. Tomorrow you want 24 hours uninterrupted supply, it is possible. Number one. Number two, if the economy grows, you need more power. Where do you get it from? First and foremost, you get it from those sources which can give you quickly and cleanly. And it may take 3-4 years to do it. One is thorium. So we are on the verge of a major breakthrough in the thorium cycle. And that we have 60% of the world's thorium in monazite form. So you use that for households in rural areas, for heating water and so on, use solar energy. The Israelis do it in every town of their country. And so finally, in the question of certain areas like the trijunction of Northeast, the Brahmaputra falls to such heights, from such heights, you can, if you put up a power system there, you can entire, up to Bihar, down to Orissa, that entire area's electricity supply you can give just by one hydroelectric project. So there's scope for it, if there is no corruption, if there is intention to see that you focus on it. And I think this is not a problem that cannot be solved within 2-3 years.
Okay, next question on aviation, please. It's a vast enough subject.
My question is to both of you. I heard so many names taken here. Unfortunately, I have not heard the name of Praful Patel, who has systematically destroyed both the airlines. And he just goes to America and orders 68 aircraft and also announced the formation of Air India Express. This was not discussed till now. And also, the tailwind story you told, that has appeared in the newspapers earlier. But it was, everyone has kept silent on that. I also want to point out.
So what's your question?
Question is that the role of these people have not been highlighted. Now, I want to ask another thing.
No,
That
so
Air India was being used to destroy Indian Airlines. And the same thing has happened. That is not also, I have not read the book, I just bought a copy of the book. In case it is mentioned, it's okay.
Yes, it is
but
mentioned.
in the discussion, nothing has happened. So what is the role of Praful Patel? We would like to know as an audience whether he has
Sure,
made.
I think you should let them answer now.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Since you have admitted you haven't read the book, there is a lot of mention of Praful Patel in what he has done. Let me tell you, I have not spared anyone. But please also take cognizance of the fact that he was playing his part through somebody, which as I said was the Air India chairman. Air India board, for example. They were taking decisions, giving legitimacy to his actions. So that is where, whether it is the biometrics, whether it is the 747-400 refurbishment, but mind you, 747-400 refurbishment is one such case where the agenda, board agenda item says it very specifically, this is being undertaken at the suggestion of the minister. Clearly indicating, as one board member described Tulsidas, his master's voice becomes apparent there. So when you go through it, it is not that everything is emanated from him. It could be emanating from within, as I said, the third phase of people, where that our chairman went to the minister for his guidance on everything. So you may be, I may have written that it is originating out of this, but maybe vested interests all over. Now it is not easy to get on, as I said, there are many other things. This land was another one, DBK land, and there are many other issues that one will have to look at. I put in record, as I said, this is what I knew about it, but there will be much more if the CBI and other agencies come in, or if the Supreme Court, because there is a SLP pending in the Supreme Court, if they give direction to CBC to get it examined under court supervision, a lot many more things will come, and perhaps the Air Indians who are today silent will raise their voice and give the documents, etc., to the investigating agencies.
Good evening,
So are
sir.
you going to say anything about Praful Patel?
If I start speaking about Praful Patel's role, I'll have to speak about Sharad Pawar's role also, and also Sonia Gandhi's role. That will mean I need double the time you have given me to speak here. Of course, he was a minister, he is responsible. The purchases were made during his time. But I don't know how I can only talk about him. It's easy today to talk about Raja alone. But I know that Raja has done it because he was asked to do it. He was asked to do it by Karunanidhi, he was asked to do it by Sonia Gandhi. The Prime Minister told him not to do it. And then he went and complained to Sonia Gandhi, and Sonia Gandhi said, "You don't worry about the Prime Minister, you do what I tell you," which is what he did. Praful Patel's also wrote. So the reason I didn't want to is that I didn't want to deviate too much from his book. You call me for a special lecture of me alone on who are the people who took money, including in the Jet Etihad. I know who's got how much, and in which London hotel they have got it, and which bank they have deposited it. I will tell you all that, but today I did not take the name because I took nobody's name except to mention that ministerial meeting and how in 3 days they did it. Because I wanted to see the focus on his book not shifted. That's why.
Last question.
Good evening, sir. This evening, of course, we spoke a lot about the Congress Party and the UPA as such. I have only one question for you, sir. Of course, the party or the government which is in power for a very long time, there are certain claims that go because they are there for a long time. My question to you, sir, Air India has also suffered losses during the NDA's time. Because I will ask you only one specific question regarding Hotel Centaur, which was one of the best properties that Air India has. Every company dies to have an hotel in the best location, and we had these hotels right outside of the airport. And I'm sorry to say, but one of the ministers from the BJP took a decision and we had to sell Centaur at 1/3 of the price. Now, what do we have to say about that, sir? Because there are people now who are buying properties with
Sir, we'll
crores
wait
of
for an
rupees.
answer.
Yeah, so that is, I would like to know that, sir.
Well, I know that in the NDA period, afterwards the Devagowda and Ibrahim also. Now I'll have to go all the way back, right up to Jawaharlal Nehru. Now, the reason is we are not focused. I am not denying that some of the privatizations done in the NDA period was very questionable. But remember, I was not a member of NDA at that time. So I bear no responsibility for that. I will ensure it won't happen in the future. Okay, and that such a thing happens, I will certainly expose it. But this discussion would get completely out of control if I start naming everybody who is corrupt or everybody who has done corruption. It's not possible, but I think that's the only reason. But in future, if I'm part of a government and this happens, please do come and question me on it. You will not find any reason to be sorry for having questioned me.
Okay, with that we bring this program to an end because we like to finish on time. I request you to please bear with us for 2 minutes. May I ask my colleague to please give a vote of thanks?
On behalf of Manila Foundation,